Hello, everyone. Hi, Iris. Can you hear me, Stacy? Can you hear me, Stacy? You can hear me? Okay. I can't hear myself except in the room here. It's kind of different for me. Um, Thank you for coming. Um, this was a risk for me to take. So here I am. I think I got it set up right here. And it's just kind of strange because I'm talking to myself here and I can't hear everybody else. Um, I'm glad you can hear me. Just get a little more comfortable. Wait for some people to come in and so I'm thinking, thank you, Stacy. I probably wouldn't have done it without you. I'm so thankful for your channel. Iris, did you get your coasters done? Oh, great. So I'm just wondering if the notification went out okay. I think I set it up right. Oh, good. That's great. Oh, good. That's great to hear. Um, I had to do a tutorial on how to set up live YouTube, and it kind of took me through it step by step. So I guess I'll learn as I go any of the tricks and trades of doing it. And oh, thanks for stopping by, Iris. I suppose it's late by you. So I came up with this idea, Stacy. And you know how we use how we distress the ends of cards and stuff, or letters, paper, whatnot, with this little sponge or whatever you have. I have lots of wooden spools. I'm sure a person could use plastic ones too, but I came up with this idea to put them on the end of a spool and use the spool for, you know, a gadget or a handle instead of like the tool that you get. So, and I'm sure I have these sponges that I purchased. Adjust my camera a little bit here. I have these sponges that I purchased, but I'm sure that a person could get something from the dollar store similar, or use a makeup sponge and cut it to size. And so, I think it's probably pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to go through and make one here for somebody that wants to choose to do that. And I have a whole tub of these wooden spools, and so why not utilize them a little bit? So a person could use lace or trim for around the spool to decorate it. I mean, you don't have to decorate it if you don't want to, but you could use a variety of trim or lace. I have some of these old ones sitting around. Anything that would fit around the spool. I used okay, the name will come to me here. All right, help me out, Stacy. This is I got to sell them. Well, I have enough spools. I could probably do that eventually. Trying to think of the name of this tape. Okay. It is. What's the name of this tape, Stacy? This is what happens when I'm nervous. My mind goes blank. Anyhow, if you have some of this tape, you can use that to decorate it with. And I'll let you know what the name of it is as soon as I think of it. I just wrap it around there. This tends to want to bubble a little bit too. You'll want to make sure and smooth it. Oh, for the life of me, can't think of the name of it, but let's see here. And I don't want to cover up that lady. She's kind of cool. So let me move the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Washi tape. Thank you, Stacy. So this is washi tape I've got on there. That's what I used on these two here. And let's try some of this lace on here too, for the heck of it, just for something different. And I think a person could probably glue that on with the right amount here. Let's cut that off here. Yeah. Let's see. Keep moving away from the camera here. I mean, if you like vintage, you could use some vintage lace around here. I've seen people store their vintage lace or trim around these spools just for storage. set that aside here. And I think we can use this glue stick. We'll try it anyhow. Extra strength glue stick. I mean, this is easy enough. A kid could do it, but yeah, let's see here. Put some glue on top of there. Hold that over. And like I said before, I would imagine this would work on a plastic spool too. I prefer the wooden because of the vintage look. That's just me. All right, and let that dry a little bit here. Pick a different tape out for this one here. These tapes come in different widths. I think that this one will work on there. Or we could even do, no. Let's see, I just want to make sure I'm up to date with the chat here. Looks like just me and Stacy right now, at least in the chat. You could put glue under this washi because some of the washies tend to not want to stick very good. This one seems to be sticking okay. These here that I did, I actually decoupaged over the surface with it just to kind of seal it in there. And all right. Glue 2 sponges on the bottom. Probably want to have as much of that off of there as possible because then the glue can stick to the bottom of the wood versus the paper. Sometimes if that paper gets wet, it just wants to lift off of there, and then, you know, it won't be adhered to the wood very well, which, you know, it's not the end of the world. If you want to change the sponge over too, you just pull it off. I think that's good enough. So Make sure I catch the bottom here. And that's the bottom of that one. I mean, you could soak that off ahead of time and let it dry too. I just didn't do that. I want to just get that off as much as possible and kind of roughen up the surface. On this fancy one, this one's by Tim Holtz, actually has Velcro on the bottom, which I'm sure you're aware of that, Stacy. I mean, if a person wanted to get fancy, they could do that too. Let's see here. And I'm going to use this glue that I have here. Just want to have something that's going to stick real good. Probably got a little too much on that. That's okay. And then the black end, of course, goes down. And this one too. That's going to have to set up a little bit while that's drying. We can pick out some buttons for the top. Hi, Huawei. Thank you for stopping. I'm making these little, I'm sure you saw me use this earlier on the cards when I color the edges of paper products that you're making or journaling things. I came up with the idea of using my wooden spools. I collect a lot of vintage sewing items, and I love vintage all around. But anyhow, I came up with this idea of putting a sponge on the bottom and using it for tipping the ends with or highlighting. So, and then I just glued the sponge on the bottom and then a couple buttons on the top, which I have plenty of. So while this is drying, I think that'll be okay for me to put up like that. We'll pick out a couple buttons. This one I chose to use ribbon on versus the washi tape. Took me a while to find some buttons, Stacy. Haha. Stacy knows how many buttons I have. Now, let's see here. Can probably go bigger on that one. Now the buttons are just for decorating. That one's too big. Too small. Yeah. Oh, this is the process for me. I start looking at them and I can't make up my mind, you know. This one's really big, but that might work well with another one stacked on top. Kind of layer them. Oh, let's see here. Pink. That one's got something on it here. Some of the buttons aren't really easy to glue onto. You have to have roughen up the surface or something. So I think I'm going to glue that one on there. While I'm making up my mind about that one. Yeah, the cotton threads, yep. Some things I make, I like to leave the cotton threads in depending on what I'm making for the, you know, a little bit different look. Do you collect buttons, Huawei? Yeah, I thought about the jewelry glue, Stacy. It dries quicker. I probably should grab that. That's a good idea. I got it in here somewhere. Let's see here. Yeah. That dries quicker. I don't know, this button might be a little bit too smooth on the bottom. Just going to take a scissors and scrape the surface of it a little bit just to roughen it up. Yeah, some are linen covered. Yeah. They've made buttons out of a variety of material. It's kind of crazy. Sometime I'll do a button video on different types of buttons. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, let's see here. I'd like to, I mean, a person can cut the shank off of them, the plastic ones. I don't like to do that on really old buttons. I don't like to ruin the shank. It's just a personal thing with me. But some of these more common buttons, I wouldn't hesitate. Oops. That sticks. sticks. Yeah, that stuff sticks. So let's see here. Yeah, that you get a quicker, better set with this jewelry glue. Like Stacy said, it's good stuff. Definitely. Jewelry and metal glue. Instant adhesive. It's Aleene's. And what should we put on the top here? Oh yeah, I've heard of Miss Stacy. I frequent her channel quite often. On a daily basis. I have withdrawals if I don't go in there quite often. Let's see, that one's not going to work here. I got to take the little metal thing out of there. Hi, Yvonne. Thanks for stopping. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, see, this one isn't even quite set yet. You can still move the buttons, so it does make a difference with that jewelry glue. Let's find something different for this one here. No. What you been up to today, Yvonne? Oh, that's good. Yeah, I remember the McDonald's cups. Glad to hear you had some orders today. Oh, thanks, Stacy. I thought, hey, this would work. I think a person could be pretty creative with different ideas on what they do with it. Let's see here. That's what you call imitation tortoise shell there. It's the plastic button. All right, let's see here. just a little bit of color we need on there. This one will work. I'm roughing up that surface a little bit. Hi, Janet. Thanks for stopping. This is what I'm making here for, you know, what we use to tint for the life of me. I can't think of the name of it, but my mind goes blank when I get nervous. To highlight the edges of things with, you know, like using the distressed oxide or distressed inks. Yeah, and I had showed, let's see, move that in. I had showed the people previous that, and you can go back and watch it, but I'll just briefly show you to use a wooden spool. I use some washi tape wrapped around there, or you can use some old ribbon. And then on the bottom, you just pop some glue down there. I would remove that paper on there, just scrape it off with the scissors or whatever, soak it off, and then glue your sponge on there and decorate the top with some buttons. That's how I did this one too here. It's a little bit smaller spool. I have tons of wooden spools in this big enamel bowl, and been collecting them for quite a long time. It's time to use some of them up. I mean, I have hundreds of them. So let's see, that one's dry. And I have lots of vintage buttons too. Way too many. Let's see. That one's pretty. You can use it. Or you could use pieces of jewelry on top. You know, whatever fits your fancy. I have a love of buttons, so I could see Stacy May sticking some jewelry on there, or buttons, or I'm sure she's got all sorts of ideas. Let's see. I don't like the color on that one. That one neither. Okay, yeah, I'll show you. Give it a few more minutes to dry here. I got to get one more button on the top of this one here. If I can make up my mind. I get digging around in these buttons. That one looks like a candy stripe. Yeah. What you don't find in a button bag. I forget what those are used for. Oh, I like that. We'll leave that on there. Forget what it is, but all right. Scoop these back in the bag. Oh, a little bit of glue on there. Okay. Now that we got the buttons out of the way, I'm just not happy with just the ribbon on that one. Of course, I don't even have a sponge on it yet. Let's see here. Probably could have used the other one for that, but this one will work. I don't like that plain green on there. Bye-bye buttons, yeah. Oh. Gotta let that dry for a while, I guess, before I fiddle with it. So we'll set that one aside. I can decide on that later. And stray button. So some of this out of the way here. Hi, Sandra. That's my niece on there. Hi, Sandra. Thanks for stopping. Oh, you tickle my heart. This is my first live where other people are, you know, watching me live versus a video. So you wanted to see how one works, Stacy. Well, you know how they work, but I'll demonstrate it. This is a card that this is an ATC card, artist trading card. This is one finished that I used this on the edges. This trading card started with a regular playing card. You can probably see the number 6 under there. And it goes through quite a process. I use let's see here. I use gesso first on the card. Then I paint it, whatever I feel like. And on this particular card, I've used stickers and paper lace on there. And then the edges are trimmed with a distressed ink, which on this one, this is the distressed ink I use. You could use a variety of inks, but this is what I used on this one. And I also put a back on the card, a separate piece of cardstock on the back of the playing card. That's just a personal choice to make it pretty sturdy. And hi, Ava. Thank you for stopping. You're in St. Louis. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. And I trimmed with these two little charms here. And artist trading cards are similar to like football and baseball cards, where you trade with other people. You might trade your cards, and different artists save trading cards from other artists. I haven't sent any out yet because they're new to me and I've been making a lot, but I will be sharing them with my crafting friends soon. So let's see here. I typically don't tint the edges until later on, but for the sake of demonstrating for you guys, I'm going to do it right away on this one. So this card's been gessoed, painted, and I've put this back on it. So what we'll do is we will, on this one, I'll use this one that I made, put the buttons on. So you dab that on the ink. It's a fresh sponge, so I get quite a bit on there. And then you take it and highlight the edges of whatever you're highlighting. And it's to your own liking. I like to use, I like to distress the edges of things quite often. It's just preference of mine. And I also do the backs. Thank you, Ava. How's the weather in St. Louis? Hi, Kathy. Calico Kate, thank you so much for stopping. This is my first live, so I'm a little nervous, but got to break the ice sometime. So that's what you use those for. You know, I came up with that idea to put it on the end of this wooden spool, which I said before, I've got tons of these wooden spools. And there you have it. Now on this one here, I also colored the paper lace too on there and highlighted it, which you don't have to, but that's what I chose to do on that one. So Yeah. Um, yeah, you can stick them on with Velcro. That's what this Tim Holtz one is. That's how this Tim Holtz one is made. Um, oops. Oops, I think I pulled the Velcro off of it almost here. Good thing that's made nice. See, this is a Tim Holtz one, and there's a piece of Velcro on there. So, yeah, and I would imagine if this wears out or whatever, you can just change it over. I think you could probably find something at the dollar store you could use on the edges. I just bought a package of them like this from Michael's. I got this one at Michael's, but I'm sure you could get them at a variety of places. Yeah. I'm sure I'm probably not the first one to think of it, but see if these are dry. Oh yeah, that dried pretty good using that Aleene's jewelry and metal glue that you suggested, Stacy. Hi, Dee Dee. Thanks for stopping. I'm making these little spools here for using for journaling, um, which has become my second love. You know, I took a break from reselling, and I've been spending a lot of time on Stacy May's channel, Stacy May Catitude. She has her channel live every morning, Monday through Sunday, when she's available, and that's from 10 to whenever she decides to stop. Right, Stacy? Um, and I'm so thankful that there's her channel if you want to check her out. I craft with her almost every day, every morning. So I'm so thankful for her channel. It's taking me on a new journey, and it's great therapy, uh, physically, mentally, everything. You know, just socializing with people and getting to venture into new crafts and creating. And um, on Stacy's channel, you don't have to craft. You can just come in and socialize, and you'll have to check her channel out. So this is what I'm making today. And um, this is what I've been working on Stacy's channels, is that these ATC cards. So, and you can use these in your journals too. Um, yeah, does anybody have any questions? You're so not crafty, Dee Dee? Well, on Stacy's channel, you can come in there if you're just working behind the scenes and you don't have to craft. You can just socialize. So, yeah, and I'm wanting to venture out a little bit and yeah, Kim's on on her channel too, on Stacy Me's channel. Okay, Janet. Yeah, there's a lot of other channels I watch and craft and learn from too. Uh, like I said, I'm nervous, so I can't think of all the. I should have wrote them down, but there's a lot of channels I go on to and learn more crafts and socialize and just watch what they do. And uh, Beck's Creations. Um, uh, like I said, I'm nervous. I can't think. I should have wrote them down, but there's a lot of channels I go. Janet Nash, Janet Burgess, um, Kellyanne's Creations, lots of them. Yeah, big list. Yeah, so these so I like to use different things on my cards. Typically a sway towards vintage. Um, I got to start giving some of these away. They're piling up. This one's actually got Victorian lace on it, vintage button. This is from the 1920s or 1916, this design on here, and just another style that I made. Uh, Here's a different one. I have a love of sewing items. I collect vintage sewing tools. Oh yeah, that's a square mother of pearl button. Yeah, and that image there is from a 1916 Women's World magazine there. Actual pattern. Just some more here. This one's actually got a piece of pattern on there, tissue pattern from an actual pattern, and lace. I don't know if you heard that tinging sound. I got this sign from Johnny on Cajun Roots Resellers channel as a I think he drew my name as a gift. And anyhow, it's, just a reminder to hit the like button if you like my channel, comment, and subscribe. Just helps me out. Here's another one. It's got a little bit of a steampunk feeling. It's got some Victorian lace on it. That's the back of it. This one's got some tatting on it. I don't know if you guys know anything about tatting, but it's kind of a lost art, although there are a lot of people that tat yet, but it's a kind of a tricky thing to do, is tatting. Stacy May is my moderator, so at choice, she can remove any comments that she feels are inappropriate. Just to let you know, I don't like any drama on my channel. Does anybody have any questions about these? Yeah, thank you, Stacy. Yes. Yes. I'm still here. Just watching the comments here. I've been crafting since a young kid. My grandmother crocheted and did a variety of crafts, sewing. Um, my mom was a ceramic teacher for over 30 years. She had a ceramic shop in our basement of our house, And it's not the ceramics like with a pottery wheel, it's the ceramics with a mold. Yeah, I learned ceramics by, you know, her teaching me. And my mom also collected a lot of antiques when I was growing up. And I learned to crochet from my grandmother, and also the love of sewing. I took all the home economic classes I could when I was in school. And I started collecting sewing items um, when my grandmother gave me her thimble back in the 70s. And I've been collecting sewing items since, and I have a large collection. But um, my first love is crocheting and then sewing. Um, and a few months ago, actually in the fall, um, I found Stacy May's channel and a few others, and I started crafting on Stacy May's channel and just exploring with other crafts, because I all I was doing was crocheting all the time. I wanted to learn new crafts. So um, I've been crafting all my life, but there are some crafts that I just started in the fall, like embroidering. Uh, Carol's, the Canadian artisan, Carol. I've watched her channel a lot and learned. Um, and um, Trying to think of the other gals. My mind is blank right now. Beck's Creations. So I ran across this journaling, and I thought, oh, I want to try that, especially the fabric journals and the paper, the junk journals. And, it touched in my enthusiasm with sewing and vintage, because I sold antiques for years online and at antique booths. So it was kind of a combination. So anyhow, I told Stacy I was going to try and explore other crafts. And so I started buying a whole bunch of different things, thrift stores and you name it. Watched a lot of you guys' videos, and so really getting into it. I've explored a lot of the different crafts now. I bought watercolors, color pencils, gel pens, lots of stuff. I really like the idea of junk journaling and fabric journals. Um, I started this one. I won't show the whole thing, but Carol's, the Canadian artisan Carol, has this on her page where she made this felt booklet. And anyhow, I decided to try that out and just loved it. Her way of doing it. She has a 3-part video, 3 or 4-part video that she made these on, and this is mine that I made from her video. Anyhow, I love crocheted vintage lacy things and everything. So it's been a fun last several months just exploring and crafting and taking time to for myself. So yeah. So I know I told Stacy May I was going to keep this short, try to keep it to an hour for my first video here, for my first live. I really appreciate everyone that stopped by. Um, And anybody in the future that sees my video, thank you. Um, and I'm sure you'll see me in the near future again with a live. If not, on Stacy's channel, Stacy May Catitude, every morning, probably Monday through Sunday, whenever I can make it. And thank you everyone for coming. And like I said, if you like my channel, please like and hit the like button and come back in the future. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Stacy.